What's going on, guys? We are back again. This time we have Lucio Parrillo in the waiting room, which we're very excited for. It's been a while since I've seen him. I didn't even think. I was literally at the table.
Was I doing my job at that point?
Was I slacking?
Doing our jobs. So, my job is to be at the table to help. Your job is to go out there and get more work for everybody.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to read off the sponsors. Let me get everything pulled up here. Let me close some of this unneeded stuff. Come on. There we go. One day, so many things open. So many things. So many unneeded things. All right, so let's share the screen. And
so while he's doing this, we'll go and say Lucio will have commissions available. For those that are not going to be claimed on the feed, you can go to Scott's Collectibles website, and you can go there for pricing information and to contact for the commission.
All right. So let's get going.
Sponsors, we have the Short Box Podcast running 8 years strong. It's a weekly opinionated discussion centered around comics and pop culture. They have industry professionals, actors, musicians, and content creators on pretty often. So if you've asked yourself what's worth checking out, make it the Short Box Podcast.
And then we have JJ's Comics and Arts. Head over to their Instagram bio to see the latest that they have to offer.
Scott's Collectibles, reps of Lucio, who's coming up here. They were really kind to lend Lucio, Carla, Alan, and I
think that's it for this one.
For this one, but Dana Scott's amazing. So head over to scottscollectibles.co.uk to see the latest offerings from their creators.
All right. Then we have Major Pains Comics. They just launched their website, I believe, on July 4th. They're adding new stuff every day, man. Head over there, join their Facebook group. It's an insider group, so they're probably going to give them a whole bunch of special deals and stuff like that. Or, Edwin, the owner, is a guy that likes to talk, so feel free to give him a call, and he'll help you find the comics and comic art you're looking for.
Alpha Omega Certifications is the official CGC facilitator for Comic Conline. Head over to alphaomegacertification.com for an amazing list of signature submission opportunities.
OutrightGeekery.com is the official news provider of Comic Conline. Head over to their website and check out the latest in comic-related news.
Comic Book Shopping Network. I went there last night, got Superboy and the Ravers 1 through 10, $5. Check that out at the Comic Book Shopping Network on Facebook.
And finally, we have oasiscomics.com. Head over there and check out the latest from Jay Lee, David Barron. It's the home for their exclusive covers. They also have the Power Rangers Color Blank exclusive right now.
And finally, head over to coffincomicsshop.com to get the Comic Conline exclusive. It is a beautiful Our German Lady Death cover.
All right. So now that's taken care of, let's bring the guy that everybody came to see on screen. Lucio.
Hello. Hi, guys. How are you?
Pretty good. How are things going for you, man? I haven't talked to you in a really long time.
Yeah, it's been long. Last time was New York. Last time we met. Yeah, New York Comic Con.
What was it? I think it was just. I don't think we even went out to. Did we go out to dinner? I can't even remember.
Yeah.
No, I really remember the Texas place. That Texas.
Yeah, I think it was probably the Brazilian or I think it was the Brazilian dinner with everybody.
Yeah, that was in Orlando.
Orlando. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, that one was fun. I had never had the Brazilian steakhouse stuff before, so I was just like, they're just like bringing like trays of meat across here.
I miss it.
I'm surprised that they make any money, especially from our table, because nobody went to the salad bar. Nobody went up there. We just all sat there eating meat.
I should have gone that night. I missed a good dinner, apparently.
Yeah, Greg wasn't feeling well that night, and he had to stay back in the hotel. That was one of the best, most interesting nights I think I've ever had. It was like 15 or 20 people at the same table. It was weird. So what are some of the things you've been working on during the whole COVID crisis? I'm sure your workload's probably picked up because, people want commissions, people are wanting to bank covers. What are have you seen an uprise in the stuff that you've been doing, or has it just been steady?
I had it's been going up a little bit because I had a lot of private commissions, and especially because I had a long list of private commissions for a long time, for months, probably a year. So I had the chance to finish finally a few important commissions that was in waiting time. And but for the rest of of my work, for the covers, I've been working like usually, because even if everything was closed, I had to do all my monthly covers for Dynamite, DC Comics, Marvel. So I've been working regular every day, every week, plus a few private commissions. So was good. I mean, I feel like that I was able to work during this lockdown, and we started in March. We started a little bit earlier than everybody else,
So you also right now you have a Kickstarter running, yes?
Yep. It's Indiegogo.
Oh, I'm sorry, Indiegogo. So if you guys see down here at the bottom, you'll see it after his Instagram. It's the Indiegogo Projects Lucio Parrillo limited painted Vampirella cover.
Yeah, just Google Lucio Parrillo and Indiegogo. It comes up. So it's 3 days left on that.
Yeah, it's only 3 days left, and it's a limited edition cover. There I did for Dynamite, and so far was a great success. How do you say in English? Success.
Yeah, success.
Okay, and honestly, I wasn't expecting so much people and so much bakers. So I wanna, first of all, I wanna say thank you to everybody, because it was a really, really big, important goal that we get. And it's still on. So if someone still wanna buy the books or have a look, it's for the next 3 days. It's gonna be online. So Indiegogo, you can just Google it, and it's very easy to find.
Now, in doing that, was that directly for Diamond, or is that something that you did for like the Lucio Parrillo brand, or how did that work out? Or not Diamond,
no, that was
Dynamite.
true. Yeah, no, that was through Dynamite.
Okay.
So it was an exclusive that I did for Dynamite.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they're trying to, as a publisher, do something a little bit different.
Now you also have some of your other Dynamite covers on there. I was looking through it, and like signed editions and stuff like that. People can get if they miss out on that early on.
Yeah.
Great.
There is other limited edition and variant covers like the grayscale, the black and white, Virgin one. So it's very nice. It's very nice thing. I suggest everybody to have a look and maybe buy a book, or I don't know, just put a like.
Now, when doing your covers, do you? And it's not to say that you like one company better than the other, but do you prefer to do stuff more for the big two, or do you like to do stuff for more independent publishers because they kind of give you a little more freedom, I guess?
Okay, honestly, at the moment, I'm very, very satisfied, very happy to work with the companies that I'm working with. So Marvel, DC, and Dynamite. They are the first three important companies that I'm working with, and I have very, very, very good art directors that I communicate with, and they're very open-minded, and I'm very free to do everything I have, everything I propose, and everything I come up with some new idea. They are very happy about, and it's very easy communication. So usually I'm very satisfied. But I also like working for independent comics sometimes when I have free time. It's very hard because usually I do like 4 covers monthly for Dynamite, plus Action Comics for DC, and few variant covers that comes monthly. So every month I'm really busy. But if I have time, I'm very happy to do also independent companies covers, and it's very nice sometimes to work with some new characters, new projects. It's some of those are very interesting and nice subject, nice characters. So it's interesting to.
Choosing stuff like for, say, a Kickstarter for a I don't know, for independent self-published stuff, maybe like a Mount Olympus Comics or like a Lady Death or something to that effect. Do you pick it? Do you make your choices based on artistic choices, or is a lot of it kind of political? Maybe hey, I like this guy, I want to do something for him, or is it kind of a combination of both?
It's a kind of a combination. Like yes, most of the time, because I like artistically the characters, the environment. So it's something that I feel comfortable, and something that I know that fit my style. Because I can do everything, because basically I can paint and draw anything, but there is something that I like a little bit more and something I like a little bit less, just because of I like doing female characters, and I like to do kind of big masculine monsters and evil characters, but I can do also any other kind. Like I did recently a cover for the Ninja Turtle for a variant comics. It was very fun. It's a little bit different than what I do usually, but it was fun. It was nice. So I did my interpretation of the character, and so basically I do anything. People ask me. It's just a matter of time. If I have a few days extra from my monthly job, I'll do it.
Lee Moncaster asks, what are your biggest artistic influences?
Okay. The biggest influence is comes from the museums, so from the old master painters, because I grew up studying the artists into the museums in Italy, in France, and Spain. So I've been traveling a lot in Europe, going to museums for a long time, for years, and I still do that. So sometimes I keep studying, because I'm not every time always happy about my art. Like, I mean, I'm kind of happy, but I know I could do better, and I try to study, I try to improve myself, and the only way to improve myself technically is looking the best artist. And at the moment, for my personal opinion, there are still the best artists in the museums. So there are a lot of great artists, contemporary artists, that I really appreciate and I follow online. And but the best artist for me is they are still the old masters we can find in the museums, for many reasons. Besides the technique, because these guys used to paint on big scale and keep the proportions, and they used to do not one figure but maybe 10 or 20 figure in the same scene, and with the background, and so it was like a full movie in one painting, in a real scale, so real size, real human size, and it's really hard to do. So at the moment, I think it's very hard to find artists that can do something like that, for many reasons, because of the time, because of at the moment we work, everything is really fast. We work for industries that every day ask you to be faster and faster, and we work. Everything that we do is for need to be printed. So you work for another from another point of view. At that time, they were working for maybe a cathedral for the Pope, for the cardinals, or so it was like a big painting that everybody can see personally with their own. Just walking step inside the church and see the painting closer, no? So it was another kind of work. At the moment, we work for the publishers, and everything is going to be printed. So it's another kind of way of work, but the same techniques basically. So the big influence I had when I was young was the Norman Rockwell, the first illustrators. So like Norman Rockwell, like Frank Frazetta, or Boris Vallejo. So that was my that was the artist that had an impact on my imagination, on my mind. And at the same time, the old masters like Caravaggio, like William Bouguereau, and IS, all the artists that you can find in the Louvre and Museo d'Orsay, or in Rome, in Florence, in the museums.
I've got to get over there and check out some of those museums.
Have you done any art yourself on buildings or anything like that, like these larger pieces like you're talking about?
I did something, but not that big, because I work every day, every week, as I said before, for companies since 25 years now. So it's always something in a rush, always running, because I have to be productive every week, and in 3 days, maximum 4 days, I have to finish a painting like that. So I can't work in bigger scale. I have to do small scale. I have to go fast. Also, the technique can be like the real traditional techniques from the past, because it should be slow, need time. So I have to mix techniques, going fast, try to finish my job in a few days. And sometimes also the subject need to be something that I can do in a few days. So I try to do one figure, maybe two. Otherwise, if I start doing 3, 4 figure together, I need a bigger canvas, and I need 3 times more time. So it's almost impossible. So usually, most of the time, I try to put everything together and try to squeeze time and the characters and technique and make it faster. So it's always like running against the time. Mm-hmm. But of course, I would like to do something for myself, like maybe one day I will take a little bit of time to make a big paintings for my subject, and something that maybe will be just for hanging on a wall, and not for the publishing house. But for the moment, it's fun. For the moment, I like the thing that I like in this industry, that it's stressful because I have to run, I have to go fast. So I'm not happy at the end, because with maybe 3 weeks more, I could do better. Mm-hmm. Maybe more details, more like bigger scale. But the good thing is that you do one cover, and it's gonna be all around the world. Mm-hmm. So everybody can see in the bookstore, everybody can read your name. So that's the nice points of being a comic artist, illustrator. Because if I was just a painter and doing my own stuff, maybe you don't have the popularity in the comic industry, because you do one painting, you have one gallery that show your painting, and it's not the same thing. No.
Yeah. Well, here you do one painting, you have 3,000 stores that are selling your book.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like it's more or less it's like having many galleries show your art around the world, even if it's not the real original art physically, but everybody see what you have done. So it's a good advertisement for the artist.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned museums earlier, and I believe yesterday we found out you have a museum also that you own attached to your studio.
Yeah, I opened it a few years ago for my satisfaction. I opened art gallery. Yes, we can call a little museum.
Okay.
Little museum. It's an art gallery in the center of Florence. So was not easy because was a big how you say in English? Sorry for my English, but it's been months that I'm in Italy, so I'm getting a little bit rusty with my. I don't speak English with anybody here, so so I'm forgetting that step by step. But so I opened this art gallery and I show all my art, my original art, framed, so everybody can see and have a look and see the original art, which is different than the comic cover printed, because even if you have this one printed, there is always a little difference for many reasons. So I have my studio and the art gallery in the same place, and it's nice because the people, also the students and everybody, can come there, have some class, ask me questions. Maybe other people come there and stay weeks for studying and painting. And also, I was talking about the difference between the original art and the print, because at the moment, for the reason that I was talking about before, for going fast, sometimes I do the original art, something like this, and then I scan and I work digitally for finish it. So I have this art, and then when I have in my computer, I zoom and add details, or I change something, or maybe I just have the request from the editor to change the costume, or change the background, or change the colors, or maybe just I see in the computer and say, okay, I don't like anymore, I want to change something, so I move an arm, or I change different clothes, or put something in the background. So at the end, the original art can look different than the prints, of course. But most of the time, 90% of the time, they are never the same. Right. But for someone that is a collector, like I prefer more to have an original art than print. I mean, the print maybe looks cool because you see the colors more bright, more saturated, and more special effects. Because Photoshop or digital art can make it more brilliant, more powerful, more colorful. The original art is a little bit less colorful, but the nice thing of the original art is see the brush strokes, see the paper or the canvas. So who really understand about traditional art appreciate more to see this than the final colorful print. No, you know what I mean? It's it's kind of having like a beautiful actress, natural, live, and then see on a photograph with editing. No, so you appreciate because you see the real face of the actress. That is not exactly like what you see when she posts for a
magazine.
For a magazine, right? Yeah.
So, like you do, like you said, you enjoy painting the female figure, and you do a very good job at it, as well as doing the more, I guess, monstrous style characters. Do you have? Do you prefer, like, as far as monsters, something more like a Venom, or maybe something a little more organic, like a Swamp Thing, or just you don't have a preference on something like that?
I just have fun doing any kind of characters that is evil and big with muscle and like creatures like that. Yeah. It's just fun. You know why? Because that for my satisfaction, if I do a beautiful woman, it's like realistic. It's fun, and of course it's a big satisfaction when she looks pretty and she look nice and everybody is happy about that. But if I create something that doesn't exist, like a monster, for example, or a devil or demon or whatever it is, like a Swamp Thing, if I create something like that, I don't have a reference. I just have to use my imagination, and it's a surprise. No, Because I mean, if I have to do a beautiful realistic painting, I base it on some model, because I have model coming to the studio. I take some picture. I don't do exactly 100% what I have. Like, I mean, if my model pose, I don't copy exactly her. I use her as a base, and then I change it. But more or less, I have something. So I'm kind of using my imagination 50%. So I force myself to follow the picture, the reference, no, to make it realistic. If I do a creature, if I do a Swamp Thing, if I do a Hulk, or if I do something like that, I just use 100% my imagination. So I don't have anything. I can't take a picture of a monster, right? So I just use my imagination. So at the end, working day by day, hour by hour, it's a surprise for me. It's a creation. So every hour I say, that's cool. So I get surprised every hour. So it's more fun. And at the end, I don't know what happened, because I don't have a reference. So I don't know how it will be at the end. And if it's good, I'm more happy than just copying model. I don't know if I explain.
Yeah, no, you get to use the creative side a little more.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like, when I talk to Art Germ, he's very good at photorealism, but he doesn't care to do it as much because he doesn't get to use his imagination. It doesn't.
Exactly. Right.
So.
Yeah. Like, for example, I really appreciate and I really love hyper-realistic artists, because I love what they do. Mm-hmm. And now if you go online, you see so many great hyper-realistic artists that they have the picture, the photo, and they copy exactly, and they make something that is really, really real, right? Mm-hmm. But it's a photo. So for myself, I hate doing this, because it's cutting off my imagination, because copying is like doing like a print. It's like a poster, no? If I have to make a portrait and I have a picture, I know I have to use 100% the photo reference. So my imagination is gone. I just have to copy it. So after 2 hours, 3 hours, I get bored, and I can do it. I mean, I copy every little detail, and after a few hours, I say, okay, I'm tired. If I have to use my creativity and my imagination, it's more exciting. I have more fun, and that's the best thing I think for us illustrator and comic artists. Use the creativity and imagination. I think it's the best goal at the end.
So I guess Joshua Main asks, what is your favorite piece? Do you have a particular? They'll say we'll restrict it to the last year. Okay, and not make you go back to the stuff that I'm sure, like most artists, you look at your older stuff and you're just kind of, don't care for it much. But in the last year, do you have a favorite piece that you've done?
Yeah, yes, I have few paintings that I'm pretty proud about, mm-hmm. And it's I have to say I have few characters and few pieces that I enjoy a little bit more doing, and it's the Joker. Mm-hmm. The Joker is fun. I don't know why, but make his face with this evil smile is what. It's a little bit related than what we were talking about before, because it's realistic, but you have to exaggerate. It's like a caricature. So mm-hmm. you can't take a picture of someone with that kind of face. You have to imagine how it could be, and it's more fun. So I have a couple of Jokers that I did in the past years that I'm very happy about. And also I have Red Sonja that I did. It's a big painting that is in my gallery, in my studio. And another one was a Poison Ivy. It's another huge painting that is still in my studio. It's an old painting, really, really big. It's framed over there in the gallery, and that's another one that I'm still happy about. What was done for myself, not for. It's been published last year, but I made it for myself a year before. So it's been used as I think as a variant cover. But the nice thing is that it was not done in a rushing time, mm-hmm. but I made it for an exhibition. There was a big exhibition for about Batman in Italy, in a museum a few years ago, and they asked me to do like a piece about Batman. So I did this Poison Ivy, and so when I did it, I had like a couple of weeks, so I did it bigger than I usually do, and that's why I enjoyed it a little bit more, and I still like. It's a pretty good one. Usually, I'm not happy about my art, so every time I finish something, I say, "Oh, that's bad. I can do better next time."
Now, do you find like when you do a piece like that you enjoy, not necessarily the art for yourself, but if you do like a piece for like a comic cover that you enjoy and you're very proud of, do you often find you have trouble letting go of that to a collector?
Sorry, I missed a couple of words.
Do you find you have trouble letting go of some of those pieces, like if the collector wants to purchase? Like, is there like,
yeah.
Nope, not enough money.
Sometimes it's really, really hard. Sometimes I'm very like. There are few oil paintings that I sometimes I say I don't want to sell this one because I'm how you say like aficionated? No,
Emotionally invested.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, because maybe it's old piece that remind me something personally that was related to the painting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe about personal stuff that I'm afraid to talk about because you never know the reaction of someone else. I mean, no, I'm talking about my ex girlfriend or that posed for the painting, and so a few years ago I did this painting, and the painting remind me that person, so I feel bad to sell.
Mm-hmm.
And but at the end, I say, okay, I will do another one, and it's okay. So, but sometimes I feel bad. I really other piece, I don't care. I say, okay, I can sell it. Some other. Usually, the paintings framed and in my studio that I still take there are the painting that I hard would sell.
Yeah.
I had people ask me, and I didn't sell so far.
Now, is there one that you wish you like if you knew where it was, you would buy it back?
Yes, I have I have a couple of paintings that I would buy back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
So, like when you're painting and not doing any kind of like live stream, do you listen to music or podcasts, watch TV while you work?
Okay, yes. Usually, depends of the time. So normally I listen music, and in the past month, I've been listening so many conference and video about COVID and stuff like that. So just following what were happening in the world, and in the past years. I used to study and listening stuff about religion. So I know it sounds weird, but was fun, like painting and listening people talking about religion, but not, I mean, in the way like how you say, like. There are like interesting discussion about old biblical stuff that give you another point of view from the normal Christian or Catholic view or point of view. So I like listening these things and discover new things, and so I listen music and conference and or maybe historical. Documentary. Sometimes I put a documentary and I just listen something about the history and the dinosaurs, pyramids and stuff like that.
So you kind of like to learn while you're working and stuff like that too.
Yes, yeah.
So Chet asks, have you ever seen one of your paintings make it to a cover, and then once you see the cover, you see like maybe a publisher or something has edited like the colors and it's just frustrating because that's not what you intended the image to look like?
Yes, happens a few times. Yeah, but it's okay. That's normal. Happens. Yeah, the point is that most of the time, as I say before, if I make something traditional, when I take a scan, is the first step. The second step is my own correction because the scan is not exactly like the painting. Sometimes I have to take a photo because the painting is bigger than the scanner. So I take a photo, and the first editing is mine. Then when I send the file to the editor, they receive the same file but with a different color, maybe more saturated or less or darker or brighter. So depends. So it's always never the same. So never the same like I would like. So even the print is the final step, and the print is always a little bit too dark, and then depends of the quality of the paper. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's too desaturated or too strong saturation. So it's okay. I'm used to it. After years.
Is that something that you can adjust to, knowing, like, say if you're doing a Dynamite cover and you know what kind of paper they use, do you adjust what you do to fit that paper at that point?
No, honestly, with Dynamite, I never had these issues because I don't know how they do, but they always print just perfect. Like, I don't know. It's something that I asked last time to Nick Baruch. Said they are all the covers they printed in many years. They're just perfect, like perfect saturation, brightness, and contrast. I never had a cover too dark or too black or too bright. It's just perfect. So I don't. I just work and then I just keep the file and I just cross my finger with the new publishers and say, okay, I hope that it will be published good. But most of the time depends on the paper. If it's a good paper, then it's a good product, and I'm happy about it.
So do you ever like, I'm curious because like, you know, with Art Germ, like him and other guys that we work with, they will on Mondays a lot, they will have a jam session, so to speak. You know, they'll all sit down and they'll all draw together. You know, just, do you ever get with fellow artists and just kind of, you know, all of you just do whatever you can do?
Sometimes we did that in Luca Comics. You know, Luca Comics is the big convention. So it's fun because we have how you say, like a performance area. So it's a big area inside the convention where I'm usually like let's say resident artist, like resident DJ, like a resident artist. So I'm every year since now a long time, probably almost more than 10 years, maybe 15 years about. So every year we meet there with all the other artists. So the guest of the year and the old artist and the new artist and young artist. So everybody's there and we all paint together. And we draw together, paint together. It's really fun. It's like an academy with everybody having fun. And at the end, when we finish the painting, we make an auction for the kids' hospital in Lucca. And it's fun because you have the chance to paint close to another artist that can be like a big name. So we had really big name, and new guys, new rising star of the industry. So it's really fun. It's something that I enjoy a lot every year.
So there was an artist that I was very, I mean, it kind of shocked me. I didn't know this about him until he told me, but you know, you guys have known each other for a long time, and he flies over there often to, you know, kind of have like those little paint sessions with you and a couple other guys, which is Monty Moore.
Yeah, Monty. Yes.
Yeah. So you guys have known each other for a very long time, yeah?
Yeah. We are very good friends, and he's one of the artists that we met every time in Lucca, and also in San Diego, and in other conventions like in Belgium, and he's one of the guy that paint in the performance area every year with me in Lucca. Yeah,
that's awesome. So Carla,
it's nice.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fun to have this situation, like doing conventions around the world. It's really nice because you can meet so many artists and talk about art and have a dinner and see the original art or just share experience. So it's one of the things that make you growing artistically, and even just maybe even meet a digital artist, no? Even if you don't see the original art because it's a digital artist, but talk with him and understand about his technique. That make you growing, no? So that's very interesting. I love doing conventions and travel around in that kind of situation.
So Carla has a question.
She's in the other room. So.
She says, if you weren't doing comics, what kind of painting would you do if you weren't doing comics? What would you represent instead of comic characters?
Okay, so she wants me to answer that I would paint her, of course. So this is.
You're welcome, Carla. So, let me see what else we have here.
So you mentioned convention.
No, usually she poses for me. So that's a little secret that I want to share to everybody. So sometimes she poses for my paintings. I try to change a little bit because as I said before, I don't like to just do 100% the painting like the model, no. But I like to have someone like a real reference as a base.
Carla says, "Good answer. She will prep dinner now." Oh man.
Okay, so I eat tonight. So that's a sure thing. So I don't have to go outside and eat.
Not sleeping in the studio tonight.
Oh, man.
Do you have a favorite convention that you like to attend?
Okay, so far I have many conventions that I really, really like to attend. So in the list, my number one is San Diego. San Diego Comic Con, because I love San Diego, because I'm a surfer. So I usually, when there is the convention, I go there and stay 2 months waiting for the conventions, working there. And I really, really love California and San Diego city and the people. It's so nice, so friendly. And so I can't wait to be the time to go to San Diego for the convention, of course. And the convention is great artists, great things. And the second one is, so far, another great convention is New York, of course. New York Comic Con. Also, New York is a great city, and you have museums. You have you know what I'm talking about. It's New York, so
yeah.
But I also really like Orlando. The MegaCon in Orlando was really fun and really good. So nice people, and also Chicago. Like usually all the conventions is nice, right? I mean, when you go to this convention, you meet just nice people. Everything is cool. Everything is very nice and good people around. And in Europe, another good convention is, of course, it's Lucca Comics, and also there is another couple of great conventions in Napoli, the Napoli Comic Con, and in Sicily, the Etna Comics. It's another great convention in Catania, so it's South Italy. Also, great conventions, great people, very nice place. Also, I would suggest you to go there. But also in Belgium, the convention in Belgium, in Ghent, is another great one.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I've been sharing the video and promising people that you have some stuff that you'd like to provide for them. A couple of things that you picked up. You actually just got these items in the mail today.
Yes, today. So I just opened the box 10 minutes ago with you. So it's my Hell Witch from Coffin Comics. So they got a limited edition print of this one. Just a second.
Yeah.
And I have just few copies for myself that I sell. So if someone is interested, they're limited 99 print run.
Yeah.
So I will sign and make a little remark.
Okay, so I believe they'll sell for like $100 just outright on the Kickstarter. So
yeah, I think the price so far was something like around 100. But for this live stream, I was thinking to do like a kind of offer, like maybe $80 because I have only a few copies. Huh?
$80 with a remark?
$80. I don't with the sign. With the remark, maybe something like 100.
Okay.
And also I have the book, but I will show like that because it's it's the nude version, it's the topless version. So
and that is an artist proof, the Lucio Parrillo artist proof, and that one we're actually going to auction. I was talking with Dan, and he I think we're going to auction that one. But the other two, if you guys want to claim one on the Gilche, is that it's pronounced?
Yeah.
Jiggly.
Yeah, Jiggly, yes, or or lithograph.
Yeah.
Also I have. I got also the metal cards.
Yeah. Those are pretty.
I have a few metal cards, limited edition. So maybe if someone is interested, you can contact Daniel Scott, and we will.
On the cards?
Actually, the print is really, really, really good. They did a great job because it's if you see the original art is exactly like that. So the original art is sold already, and sorry. And so right now we only have the lithographs. I think I have probably 4 or 5 lithographs for myself that I can sell. I keep one for me, and I sell the other 4 or 5. So I have to count because it's a big box. So I think
4 for safety's sake. So they're $80 signed, $100 with the remark.
Yeah.
Okay, so claim those if you want them, guys, right now.
And then I have only, I don't know how many they are, but probably it's about 1, 2, 3, like maybe 10 or 15 of the metal card. So if someone wants to, I'm selling them, and also a few copies of the book.
Okay. So Paul S. Lee wants a print with a remark. Eric Davis print with a remark. We have 2 prints left, guys. That's it. Okay, Matt took one print left. It's probably gone by the time I'm saying that. All right, there it goes. Christine Spade. Spotify. Oh, that's a O. Dude, I need to put my glasses on. Okay, so those are gone. What do you think on the cards, man? 20.
Sorry?
The cards. I don't even know what they sell for.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know because, as I say, I just opened the box. So and
I can look. Okay, so I'll look at the art germ ones.
So you mentioned you like surfing. Do you do that in any kind of like similar like contest, or is it just more of a thing you do to relax?
No, I do for myself. I just like for relaxing and just doing sports. I love doing sports. I sit all day, 12 hours a day, drawing and sitting. So I need to run out and move. my body for after many hours of work.
What's like the biggest wave you think you've caught? Do you try to go after the bigger ones, or are you still like more like 5 feet under?
I would love, but living in Italy, we don't have big waves. So we got storms maybe once a month for a couple of days, and they're not very big. So usually the biggest is probably 8-10 feet. 10 feet is a lot, but usually it's usually like, let's say 8 feet is more or less what we got. When I go to San Diego, when I go to Indonesia, to Bali for surfing, I've surfed bigger waves, but like to do that, you need to be trained a lot, and so you need to live there and train every day. So because it's not a joke. I mean, you have the reef, you have big waves. So the first, if I stay there like a couple of months, like 2-3 months, then after a few weeks, I start trying bigger waves. Otherwise, I stay on my category. Let's say it's like boxing. You want to stay on your weight. You don't want to fight with someone bigger than you if you're not trained. And waves are really dangerous sometimes, especially if you have like corals and reef under your feet. It's really scary.
Pipeline's really bad with that one in Hawaii.
Yeah. But I've been to Hawaii last year, and for a week, and was flat. So I'm probably the only one in the world that go to Hawaii and goes for surfing 1 week and was flat, because I was there for the convention. And was a really great convention. Some beautiful place, great people, and I wish I can go again next year. But I was not lucky with the surfing because it was really flat. So like probably not even in Italy it's so flat. It was like a week of summer. Summer season is usually no swell coming. It's okay.
Okay, so what we'll do is on one of those APs, we'll just auction it. We'll do a 2-minute thing here and just let it go. And then we'll send everybody that got everything, we'll send you the information, or we can send it to Dan, whatever you prefer. And we'll talk about that after the fact. And so you want to get a thing ready to go? We'll go 2 minutes on this, guys. It's for the Lucio Parrillo Hell Witch Artist Proof Edition.
Yeah, also, I have a few copies of the book. Probably I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have probably about 20 copies of the book. So they're gonna be. I'm not gonna take for a long time. I mean, I want to read them and sell. So if people is interested, I'll just.
Okay, so then you just want to put. I mean, I don't even know how the hell to price those.
Is it a trade dress or a virgin?
They're virgin. Let's just call it.
No. It's
proof.
It's the title, and but it's the nude version. So we don't.
On the bottom there, on the very bottom, what does it say? The very bottom. Hold that up to the camera, and I can tell you. Other side.
The other corner.
No, in the other one, it's just my signature.
Okay, so it doesn't say anything on the side there.
So it's
artist proof.
You see?
Does it say artist proof on the back? Limited to 60 matching. Okay, so no, those aren't the artist proofs. Those are just the regular ones, and I think those are going for 40 ish. Yeah, those are about 40. I think they're $40, $50, something like that. Of course, was he in the legend here on that? I have no idea.
It's limited to 60 matching serial numbered sets.
60. I think we'd be solid at $100. I mean, or did you rather do a little more research on it to find out and just let people contact you?
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I don't want to sell them for much less than what they're worth, or rip anybody off and make them pay far more.
I mean, it's okay, no problem.
Yeah. Legend edition is expensive. Okay, so apparently that's lots of money.
Yeah.
So we definitely don't want to sell you short on there. At least $150. Okay.
So we'll let Daniel take.
Yeah, we'll let Daniel take care of that, or you guys.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
It's a little bit easier.
Okay.
So, well, we made you some money today. Well, I actually think we are at our 3:30 time frame. Man, I'm gonna possibly 300. Holy hell! Them books are money, son.
Yeah.
Man, Lucio, it was a privilege having you on, man. I really enjoyed talking to you, as I'm sure the fans enjoyed seeing you. It kind of sucks we don't get to do this at conventions right now, but this is the best we get, so we'll make the best of it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's been fun, and hopefully next time we will meet physically for real, and we go to eat to the Brazilian again.
The picanha.
the Brazilian restaurant.
Yeah.
How was the? What was the name? Was Fire something?
I can't remember at all. I don't even remember how to get there. All I know is Dre Witt made us go there, so that's where we went. And yeah.
Well, that's true.
Was Fogo da Sal?
Yeah, that's
Sal,
it.
the name.
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
Right, yeah.
Yep. Oh man, that was good stuff. Yep. Fogo de Chao.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Again, Lucio, thank you so much, and I will see you very, very soon, hopefully.
Okay. So cross finger for this pandemic that just go away and we start everything like before.
Maybe we'll all get to go to C2E2.
Okay. So thank you very much, guys, and thanks to everybody for follow this live stream.
Everybody,
Thank you. Have a good one.
Okay. Bye.
well, that was fun, dude. That was a blast. I love talking to him. He's so much fun. I mean, even when I got the commission from him in San Diego, and I heard him talking about those things that he just doesn't want to let go because he associates it with a memory or with somebody or something like that. And I got the cable commission from him, and it's hanging above my couch right now, right next to my art germ and my autograph and stuff. And I just, I never got it graded or anything, and I look at it every day. It's fun. I get those memories of those conventions, when I go and I got to hang out with him, and I got, seeing James Dawson and all that, being tabled right across from him. Just fun memories, man. So, all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and read off the sponsor obligations. So we will get to that. Let me share my screen here. We got to start this all the way back over.
To the beginning. The Short Box Podcast, running 8 years strong. If you're looking for a good comic podcast, check out the Short Box.
JJ's Comics and Art. Head to their Instagram bio to check out the latest they have to offer. Lots of Doug Mackey stuff. The website launches today around 7 o'clock, I believe, and we'll have that for you very, very soon.
Scott's Collectibles. Scott's was kind enough to have Lucio come on for us, and they've been great with providing guests all weekend. So head over to scottscollectibles.co.uk for more offerings.
MajorPainComics.com. No, it's just MajorPain.com. But it's Major Pain's Comic Compound. It's kind of a cool name.
It is.
I would say.
Comic Compound.
Yeah. Head there and check out the latest they have to offer. They keep adding new stuff daily, guys. Head to their Facebook group, give them a like. They have an insider group as well, and Edwin, the owner, actually is a very personable guy, likes to talk, and he will help anybody that's looking for comics or comic art find what they're looking for.
Alpha Omega Certification is the official facilitator for Comic Conline. Head over to alphaomegacertification.com for a great list of signature submission opportunities.
OutrightGeekery.com is the official news site of Comic Conline. Head there and check out the latest in comic-related news.
I was on the Comic Book Shopping Network last night, and I got me a Wildstorm 2, a really nice Grifter cover, because I saw that Grifter's coming back in Batman 101. So I'm like, $1, yeah, I'll take that. So head over to the Comic Book Shopping Network. They run 24 hours a day on Facebook, and you can get a lot of good deals.
OasisComics.com is your home for Jay Lee and David Barron exclusive covers. Right now they have the Power Ranger exclusive blank color sets. Pretty exciting stuff.
And head over to coffincomicsshop.com to get your Archerm Lady Death Comic-Con line exclusive.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for this one.
We'll be back in 25 minutes
with Shane Davis.
Shane Davis.
Exciting stuff.